Welcome everyone to this video on best tactics to manage your time in CIMA Objective Test Exams. I am Clancy Pires, Senior Manager of Relationship Programs here at CIMA. CIMA Objective Test Examinations for each of the individual subjects ensure the acquisition of the breadth of knowledge, skills, and techniques which provide the foundation for approaching the case study examination. The objective tests are weighted towards remembering, understanding, application with some analysis and evaluation in highly structured scenarios. On the other hand, the objective test exams are designed to cover all areas of the syllabus and will ensure that learning has taken place across the breadth of the entire syllabus. Therefore, the ability to manage time effectively so that you answer all questions is very important to pass CIMA Objective Test exams. In this short video, I intend to explain the following: the exam structure and format very briefly, the best use of tools and functionality in the test driver, how and the importance of attempting all easy questions first, how to allocate more time for difficult questions, as a result, tactics for effective use of time to answer all the questions, and finally, a quick reminder of CIMA Aptitude, our official online questions bank. Each objective test exam is 90 minutes long and comprises of 60 questions drawn from across the individual subjects of the syllabus in line with the weights for each content area as set out in the examination blueprint. All questions are independent and worth equal marks. Partial marks are not available. All elements of a question must be answered correctly for it to be marked correct. You may answer questions in any order and can navigate back and forth to any question to change their answer. The passing score is 100 on a scale between 0 and 150. In CIMA Objective Test exams, there are a variety of question types used, such as single choice questions, multiple choice questions, drag and drop questions, hotspot questions, filling the blank with a number or word entry questions, etc. These different question types are balanced across the entire exam. However, given the nature of the subject, there may be more questions from a given type. For instance, in the finance and performance pillar subjects, you may find more questions that require calculations. As mentioned before, all questions earn equal marks, but the time you may spend on each question may vary primarily due to the level of difficulty of each question. The level of difficulty of a question is determined by multiple factors such as type of the question, the syllabus topic tested and the context in which it is tested, amount and complexity of information provided, time required to read the question, time needed to think and calculate, and of course, the task set. On the other hand, the questions in an exam are not lined up in the level of difficulty. Therefore, in order to answer all questions allowing adequate time for each question, I recommend that you answer all questions in 4 rounds. This will enable you to use of your time effectively during the CIMA Objective Test exams. During the first round, take about 10 to 15 minutes to click Next button through all 60 items, importantly identifying and answering the short questions that can be answered quickly and confidently. These include brief knowledge and definition multiple choice questions where the correct answer is identified immediately without the need for rereading of the question stem or the options. At the end of the first round, you may have answered all easy questions in the exam and thereby gathered some confidence. This confidence will allow you to relax a little and approach the remaining questions more calmly. Use the flag function for questions where you have worked out an answer, but you would like a second chance to review it if time allows at the end of your exam. You will find the flag for review button in the top right corner of the screen underneath the countdown timer. If this button is clicked, the icon turns yellow, and at the end of the exam, you will be notified that you have flagged this question for review. The flag will not alter your answer, and if the exam ends with the flags remaining on the questions, those answers will be submitted in their current state. All questions you have skipped and not answered will be recorded as incomplete for later review. Incomplete status may reflect a question with no response at all, or one where the answer is only partially complete, such as a multi-response question. Once you have clicked next on the last question, that is the 60th question, regardless of whether you have completed all questions, the exam takes you to the review screen, which lists the status of all 60 questions. On this review screen, all the questions you have submitted no answer or partially complete answer are marked as incomplete. This provides a safety net. If you accidentally click two options, for example, when the question has asked for 3, the review screen identifies the omission for you. The questions which you have consciously flagged for review are marked with a yellow flag. The rest of the questions are the ones you have completed, hence there is no mark on the review screen against those questions. The review screen is the first time you will have the option to end the exam. If you choose to end the exam, a warning screen will pop up asking you twice to confirm. If you have any incomplete questions, the pop-up will alert you to this, telling you how many incomplete questions are there. However, it will not alert or mention any flagged items. When you are at the review screen, you may begin the second round and you are given 4 options. First, select an individual question for review. Secondly, review all 60 questions in sequence. Thirdly, review all the incomplete questions in sequence. And fourthly, review only the questions you have flagged. During the second round, attempt incomplete questions where you know the approach to answering and also know that you would prefer to have less time pressure in answering them. Such questions would include those requiring analysis of a short scenario or set of data, or questions involving calculations where you know what those calculations need to be. Therefore, in the second round, you aim to answer slightly difficult questions or questions require less time. During the third round, use the review incomplete items function again, this time tackling the short questions where you are less confident and will need to give more consideration or more thought or require workings. Also, you may tackle longer questions with more complex data, and you need to consider the approach required to answer the question where you know that you have to think in more detail about the options provided or the workings. However, Do not spend too long on any one question, and ideally a maximum of 3 minutes. If you think you need more time to review a question, submit your best answer and click the flag button so that you can review the question in any time remaining after all the questions have been attempted. You should aim to complete round 3 10 minutes before the exam end time. The time remaining will be shown on the top right corner of the screen. In the 4th round, you must return to the review screen and click Review Incomplete Items and ensure that an answer is submitted for every question. However, a window will pop up to alert you that there are 5 minutes remaining. In any remaining time, review any questions which remain flagged, making sure that you consider the options or calculations carefully during these last few minutes. When the exam closes, all complete answers, including those which you have been flagged, will be recorded for scoring. Any question which are incomplete will earn no marks. In CIMA Objective Test Exams, there is no negative marking for wrong answers, so you won't lose marks. That is good news, isn't it? Also, there are no partial marks. This means only a correct and complete answer will earn the marks, and partial answers will earn no marks. The best way to master time management tactics I explained in this video is to practice questions and mock exams to time. In your mock exams, you will find different question types with varying levels of difficulty. Some questions will be very easy and straightforward, but some questions will be slightly difficult, and few may be more difficult due to the multiple reasons I explained earlier. As you practice more and more exams to time, you will master the art of identifying easy marks questions which you will attempt in round 1. Likewise, you will be able to identify the nature of questions you may attempt in round 2 and similarly in round 3. As a result, question practice will allow you to see the question styles and have a fair view of what the exam consists of, which in turn will enable you master time planning required. It's worth reminding you that you can obtain practice exams from a CIMA registered tuition provider. These practice exams are available either paper-based or computer-based. Some of the tuition providers offer practice exams free of charge, and others offer them for a fee. Kaplan, who is our official publisher, offers CIMA Aptitude, which is the official online question bank that simulates an actual CIMA exam. CIMA Aptitude is available for all certified in business accounting and professional objective test exams. Whether you are studying with a CIMA registered tuition provider on a full-time or part-time basis, self-studying with a CIMA publishing, or using other study methods, CIMA Aptitude will complement your chosen method of studies and will enable to realize all benefits of practicing questions. You can use CIMA Aptitude either in practice mode or in timed assessment mode. The unique feature is that this question bank allows you to build your own tests by selecting the number of questions and topic areas you want to cover. Therefore, you can attempt questions at your own pace. Another important feature is that CIMA Aptitude allows you to focus on specific syllabus areas and practice number of questions of your own choice after completing syllabus topics. You may practice the questions in the syllabus topics you selected either in the timed or untimed mode. The timed assessment mode will enable to test yourself on 60 questions under exam conditions and then get a full feedback report and links back to any incorrect answers. This instant feedback on your answers will help you reinforce your learning and improve your exam skills. Complete the online mock exam with the same look and feel as the actual exam. This will further test your knowledge and prepare you for the exam. We recommend you attempt the mock exam under timed conditions without reference to your study materials so that you get a realistic gauge of how prepared you are. This will make you gradually master all important exam techniques, including time management. Time management during exams is a skill. Develop this skill gradually through question practice. Thank you for watching this video, and we wish you good luck with your CIMA examinations.